Page 12, Santa Lucia. Lucia, I guess. 3/4 time. Has some interesting things in the rhythm. The hands are moving around. Hold on to your seats. Here we go. Right hand first. Check the notes and the rhythms. Here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and reach down. And then second finger. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4. And the third finger. Third line, come back up. You do that some more. Let's go down to the last line. Last two measures here. And they have a 4-1. The asterisk, that's just telling you there's a footnote. And the footnote says, sustain the tone while changing fingers. Well, to put that in simple English, it means hold the key down, play it with fourth, and while you're holding it down, put thumb on it. Sustain means keep it going, so you just hold it down. This is another way we change hand positions in piano playing. Substitute is called finger substituting. It's here. Now we're ready to go up here for the top of page 13. Just reach up. And then fifth finger. And if you don't want to come up in here, then you do it third finger here, and then you can come down here, and then the second line first measure, it's 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and the LH means left hand. The left hand's going to play those last two eighth notes. So again, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. So the left hand's going to play the dotted half note in the second measure. The F here, the left hand plays it. The right hand, see the RH, it plays that. 1 and 2 and 3 and. A little tricky. Again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Get the same thing in the last line. Last two measures down at the bottom, they have a 1/5. You can, if you want, do a 1/4, 1/5. Connect those. And then it's a 1/4 and then a 1/5, so I can do a 1/4 here. I'm protecting the melody, which is the top note. That's all I'm doing. The thumb's covering the other one. It's a little more advanced fingering than what you typically get, but I tend to push anyway, so try this out, because you'll need it eventually, so why not do it now? Left hand's, for the most part, broken chords. It's just doing the chuck, 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 till you get over to page 13 when it has to help the right hand out. Second line, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. And the left hand, 3 and then it goes back to the left hand. Bottom line is the same thing. Now we get into some trickiness here in music, because you may be wondering what's going on, and maybe you didn't even notice, don't care. Well, in case you do, or in case you're confused, according to the time signature, every measure's got to have 3 counts. That's what the 3 means in 3/4. Every measure gets 3 counts. Well, if you look at the second line on page 13, the bottom staff only has 2 quarter notes in it, and that's it. And the second measure of that line, the bottom staff doesn't have anything in it, it's empty. So it'd say, okay, why aren't there 3 beats accounted for here? And this is the way they do music sometimes when the hands are moving around from staff to staff. They sort of combine the staves together, not separate now. And so the notation applies to both staves together. It's kind of weird. So the first 2 beats of that second measure, separate. The hands are separate. But now the left hand's going to go join the right. It's abandoning the bottom staff. It's going up. Well, actually, they could have written those notes in the bottom staff, but you haven't had them yet. So they're writing them up there. So it's here. And because the left hand is up here playing these notes in the upper staff, there's nothing in the bottom staff. It's like it doesn't even need to be there. for that measure, second measure, you could have left the bottom staff out completely. Not really, but that's the idea. So it's the 3 beats are there, it's just the 2 stabs together are making them up. They're not separate. It's a little weird. Doesn't really affect how we play it. You play it the same way, whatever. They could have put rests in there, I suppose, but the way it's written, they didn't need to. So the hands coming together, hold that down, and then it comes back down. So you put the hands together, then go through and get rid of the hesitation, so it is a steady beat. I don't care how fast it is, it's got to be steady. And then we can go through, as far as articulation goes, get to know the piece, and you'll feel these phrases. Because a 2-measure slur, it might be a little short. I mean, it gets old if you're going to do it all the time. Maybe a 4-measure slur is better. You'll have to decide. Maybe it works out. Yeah, you decide on. You can sort of hear the phrases, so lift up in the right hand between the phrases. This left hand is oop chop chop. Dynamic, moderately soft. And they don't give you any other dynamic, but get to know the piece and you can get a little louder and softer as you feel it. Just stay in that area. The left hand is soft. Or very soft, whichever. Just keep it in the background. Speed, again, somewhere in the middle. Retardando there at the end, the last 2 measures on page 13, you slow down a little bit and watch the last measure in the left hand. That C is tied. You just add the G to it. So there, the list here, here, connected. So be careful on that. So you go through and learn it and then come back and play it with me very slowly. Let's check and make sure you got the right notes and rhythms going. Not going to do any dynamics, but you feel the dynamics. You can get louder and softer as you feel it. 1, ready, go. And 4 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 4 and